Less than 24 hours to go for some of you to take the SBI PO exam 2018, and about 7 to 8 days for others who have got their exams on 7th or 8th of July. Well, good morning everyone and welcome to this live session on exam strategy for SBI PO preliminary exam 2018, brought to you by TalentSprint. Well, like I said, just about 24 hours or even lesser than that for one segment of students here who will be appearing in the SBI PO preliminary examination 2018 tomorrow, and others who have got their slots on the later days 7th or 8th of July have about a week left. So what's your strategy? Are you fully ready to take this exam? Are you confident that you will be able to give your best shot in the preliminary examination? Well, that's what we're going to look at in this session today. Remember, I will not be talking anything about your preparation, right? Preparation should be done and dusted by now, which I'm sure all of you have done already, right? You should not be worried about a particular topic that you're not able to solve, right? You should not be worried about some type of questions which takes a lot more time for you to solve at this point of time, right? It's over now, it's long over now. I think you should just be focusing on what you will be doing in that 1 hour of your SBI PO exam tomorrow or on the later days to maximize your score, right? So we will not be discussing anything on preparation, anything about shortcuts, anything about concepts here. We will just look at what should you be doing today or in the next 1 week so that you can maximize your score and double your chances of success in SBI PO preliminary exam 2018. I can see many of you have joined the chat already. I'm sure some of you or some of our friends are taking the SBI clerks exam at this point in time, and they will watch this session later once it gets uploaded as a recorded video on our platform. So what's happening? How confident are you? Let me ask this question to you all first, right? How confident are you about your SBI PO exam tomorrow? I can see many of you mentioning your shift time and the date here. I'm sure there's this little bit of nervousness, right? You're a little worried, which is fine, right? But don't let it build to that stage of panic, right? Control your emotions, be calm, be composed, and don't panic. I think that's the key. See, there is nothing much to be discussed about strategy as well. If you really look at it, 2-3 years ago when there used to be a composite time of 1 hour, there was a strategy, right? Because then it is important that in what sequence do you attempt the sections, right? Which type of questions do you attempt first? Which type of questions should you keep it for later? But now that there is a fixed time for each section, a large this problem to a great extent is already solved. You're able to follow. You know that in the exam tomorrow we'll have 3 sections: quantitative aptitude, reasoning ability, and English language. Quantitative aptitude will have 35 questions and 20 minutes of time for it. Reasoning ability will also have 35 questions with 20 minutes of time. And English language will have 30 questions with 20 minutes of time again. So the composite time of 1 hour has now been split into 3 parts, 20 minutes each for each of the sections there. So there is nothing that you can do. Earlier, we used to spend a little more time on quantitative aptitude and try to get that extra time from English language section because it doesn't take as much time as it takes for aptitude or reasoning ability. But now it's pre-decided. Now the body, SBI or IBPS, has decided that there will be 20 minutes for each of the sections. So you don't have to worry about how you're going to spend your 1 hour of time. It's decided. You also don't have to worry about in which sequence should you attempt the sections. Earlier, when there was a composite time, we had to decide, should I start with quantitative aptitude or should I start with English language? And depending on your own strengths and weaknesses, we used to take a call. But now that the time is fixed, the sequence is also fixed. You don't have the choice to choose the section. And if you go by the history, or if you look at what happened in the SBI clerks examination, right, which is ongoing now for some students and which is over for many students over the last 1 weekend, the first section was English language, followed by reasoning ability, followed by quantitative aptitude. So it may appear in the same sequence tomorrow as well, right? The exam may start with English language, followed by reasoning, and finally end with quantitative aptitude. Or it may change, but then it's not in our control. So the point I'm trying to make, guys, here is that there are a lot of things which are not in our control, right? Number one, the time that you're going to spend per section is not in your control, because it's fixed at 20 minutes. The sequence in which you're going to attempt the sections is not in your control because that's also pre-decided. The only thing The only thing that is in your control is the way you attempt questions in each of these sections. Like let's say you start with English language, 20 minutes of time with 30 questions. Now how are you going to spend these 20 minutes for these 30 questions is what you can try to control, right? Likewise, when you attempt quantitative aptitude, there are 35 questions but only 20 minutes, right? How you're going to spend these 20 minutes to maximize your score out of these 35 marks is what is in your control. So let's only worry about that. And you know, at this point of time, there's one more thing that is not in your control, which is your preparation, because it's over. You cannot change the game in the next 1 week. Assuming your exam is on 7th or 8th of July, there's nothing that you can do in the next 1 week which can change things, you know, greatly for you. Right? It needs a lot of practice. Anything that you want to do here needs a lot of practice, right? The more you practice, the easier it gets. So I'm sure with the kind of practice that you have done over the last 2-3 months or over the last 1 year maybe, you are fully geared up for this exam. It's just that you should now try to compose yourself and be confident. There'll be a lot of distractions that you will hear, especially those who have their exam on 7th or 8th of July, right? They will have a lot of distractions. Why is it so? Because people who step out from the earlier slots or earlier shifts will start talking about the pattern of the exam and the difficulty level and the type of questions asked, which will start adding to your nervousness. So in my view, if you ask me, are we better off having the exam on the first day or second day or third day? I am always of the opinion that your exam should be on the first day, first shift, because external distractions will not be there for you. Right? People who have exam later, like people who have exam on 7th or 8th of July, they might be feeling happy now that there's an extra week which is there for their preparation. But let me tell you, this extra week, instead of adding to your preparation, will add to your nervousness. Why? Because these guys who step out of the first shift, right, they will talk about the examination pattern. Right? They'll talk about the examination pattern. Whether they say it's easy or difficult, you will get nervous. You will get nervous. Okay? So there's an advantage and disadvantage both. For those who have exam on the later shift, right? So guys, just make sure that you attempt the questions properly in a particular section. Okay, so let me start with something. Let me start with, let's say, quantitative aptitude, right? What are you going to do with quantitative aptitude? Now, whether quantitative aptitude will be the first section tomorrow or second section tomorrow or third section tomorrow is not in your control, and let's not worry about it, right? Whenever it comes, you will just have 20 minutes. So what are you going to do? Understand, 20 minutes is too short a time. It just gets over. 20 minutes will just get over. I mean, I'm sure another 5 minutes now and I'll be like 20 minutes into the talking here, right? It just passes by. It just flies, right? It just flies. When you say, see, while the total time remains the same, 3 years ago also there used to be 1 hour for the exam. Now also there's 1 hour for the exam, but there is a huge difference. 3 years ago, there used to be 1 hour for the whole exam. Now it's not 1 hour for the whole exam. I mean, of course, 1 hour for the whole exam, but now you play only in 20 minutes parts. You're getting my point, right? It's only 20 minutes that you have. And 20 minutes just gets over. I mean, the moment you start that section, right, you'll be shown 19 minutes, 59 seconds left. You're like, okay, time is passing by, right? So you can't even waste your time in looking at the timer. Because when you look at the timer, it takes 2 seconds. And 2 seconds are gone. And in those 2 seconds, you actually see that the timer is reducing. See, this is a psychological effect that we have, right? The more you look at the timer, the more worried you get. You should keep a track of time, which is definitely required. But then, don't keep staring at it, because that's not going to help. It will only, add to your nervousness there, because time will be running by. So 20 minutes will just go by. You have to make sure that your settling time is 0. You understand? You cannot say, okay, first 5 minutes I'll relax, I'll look at the paper, I'll look at the questions, and then I'll start solving it. No. 5 minutes out of the 20 minutes is 25% of your time. You cannot spend 5 minutes or 25% of your time in just settling there. Now, some of you may say, okay, 5 minutes is too much, maybe 2 minutes. No, 2 minutes is 10% of that time. It's too much. 1 minute out of 20 minutes is 5% of your time. Do you want to spend 5% of your precious time in just settling down? Can't be. That cannot happen, right? So my point is, your settling time tomorrow is going to be 0. 0 seconds, you should get started. From the first ball onwards, you have to start hitting. As simple as that. If you're worried about getting caught, then you cannot succeed in this exam. All right, you just have to start hitting. Look at the questions and start solving it. Don't try to relax. Don't try to be slow. Usually, see, it happens. Usually, the point is we build over the time, right? I mean, you start slowly, then you reach the peak, then you work at that peak for some time, and then by that time, your exam gets over. But here, tomorrow, you're supposed to start from your peakest speed, your highest speed, and maintain that till the end. You're getting it? So, settling time is 0. Now, what do? Simple. 20 questions, 20 minutes, but there are 35 questions in quantitative aptitude. You know that out of these 35 questions, there will be questions on simplifications and approximations, or simplifications or approximations, right? 5 to 10 questions will be asked from these two sections. Now, these questions are usually very easy to solve, right? See, out of 5 questions that are asked here in simplifications, 1 or 2 questions can be tricky. You can leave those. But then 3 or 4 questions are going to be very easy. You have to definitely solve those questions first. Similarly, there will be questions on quadratic equations. Now, quadratic equations again are easy to crack. If you have practiced, you would be able to solve quadratic equations very quickly and then do the comparison. Then there can be questions on number series. Number series again, I usually don't prefer because there is no guarantee, there is no solution to it. It's all about trial and error, but you should try it out, right? Out of 5 questions, 3 to 4 would be usually very easy to solve. Again, if it is on missing numbers, it's easy. If it is on wrong numbers, then it's difficult, right? So number series also you should attempt as soon as you see it, but don't waste your time there, because number series is one topic which can kill your time, right? It's like gamble, right? You keep investing your time assuming कि boss इस बार answer आ जाएगा, this time I'll get it, and that's very, very risky, because remember, only 20 minutes. Right? So number series, simplifications and approximations, quadratic equations, data interpretation, these are the questions that you should attack first, right? What you should do towards the end in quantitative aptitude is the word problems, the so-called word problems, right? Those independent topics, arithmetic aptitude, percentages, profit and loss, simple and compound interest, time and work, time and distance, permutations and combinations, probability, right? Ratio and proportions, allegations and mixtures, partnership, profit and loss, ages, right? These are topics where you will get independent questions, 1 mark questions, and usually each of these questions will take about 45 seconds to 1 minute, and you don't have 45 seconds per question there. Remember, again, only 20 minutes. So try to solve or try to attack the 5 markers first. What do I mean by 5 markers? 5 markers are simplifications, approximations, equations, quadratic equations, number series, and data interpretation. Or for that matter, let's say a caselet where some raw data is given, some passage is given to you which has to be fine-tuned, and then you can solve the 5 questions, because these are the questions that are asked in sets of 5. Again, your target should not be to solve all the 5 questions. Your target should be to attempt all the 5 questions in each of these 5 markers. Out of 5, usually 3 to 4 are easy to solve. 1 or 2 can be tricky. Tricky either in terms of the length of the question, or in terms of the number of calculations that you may have to do, or the kind of numbers that you have to deal with in that calculation, right? So leave those questions. See, when you are attempting a data interpretation set, usually what happens, I'll tell you, as a student, we feel that if this DI is easy, I should solve all the 5 questions. That's not the idea. That's not the right idea in my view, right? If there are 5 questions in that set, don't go with the objective that I should solve all 5 if I'm attempting it. No, solve only 3, solve only 4. Leave 1 or 2, no problem. Jump to the next one. Because in every set of 5 questions, 3 to 4 are going to be easy, 1 to 2 will be difficult or complex. Solve only the easier ones in each set, right? It's just 20 minutes. It will fly by. Remember, it will just fly by. I'm sure you've taken enough mock tests, you have practiced enough to understand this whole thing, but still, tomorrow is going to be the real examination, right? It's the D-Day. So you have to stick to this strategy that you attempt the 5 markers first in quantitative aptitude, and then go for the independent questions towards the end. And again, within the 5 markers, don't try to solve all the 5 questions. Look at all the 5 questions, solve 3, 4 easier ones, and then again jump to the next set of easier questions. So this should be the approach for trying to solve quantitative aptitude. Again, don't try to do any sort of guesswork or take chances. Take unnecessary chances. Try to maintain accuracy, right? More than solving 35 questions, what is important is solve only 20 questions but with 100% accuracy. Or solve only 21 questions or 22 questions or 18 questions with 100% accuracy. Accuracy is very, very important, right? Each mark will take your rank elsewhere, right? 1 more mark can shoot your rank up. 1 mark less can shoot your rank down, right? So you have to play it very, very carefully. Make sure your accuracy is maintained close to 100%. Avoid committing silly errors, pay attention, and just don't try anything which you think is going to be lengthy or time consuming or involves a risk. All right. Next, let's talk about reasoning ability. Similarly, right? What happens in reasoning ability? 35 questions and 20 minutes of time. What are the kind of topics that will be tested here? Puzzles, very, very important. It has a weightage of about almost about I can say 40 to 50%. Right? I mean, 40 to 50% of your paper is going to be on puzzles. It can be circular arrangements, linear arrangements, floor-based puzzles, right? Or other general type of puzzles and things like that. Don't attempt these questions. That's the strategy. Remember, the best way, I have told this about 449 times so far. This will probably be the 450th time that I'm telling you guys that the best way to solve puzzles is to skip and move to the next one. Remember, the easiest way to solve puzzles is not to solve it. You are not going to the examination tomorrow to solve all the questions. Your target or your objective is not to solve 100 questions. Your objective is to attempt 100 questions. And in my view, the meaning of attempt is a little different. I look at a puzzle. There are 5 questions. The moment I look at that puzzle, after reading the first 2-3 lines, I know that, okay, this is a complex one. I'll just jump to the next one. My attempt is over. I have attempted those 5 questions because it is my decision that I don't want to solve it. I have attempted. I did not solve it. That's my decision. You're getting it? So you should attempt all the 100 questions in the exam tomorrow or all the 35 questions from reasoning section tomorrow. You're getting it? How many will you solve is a different story. Solve only 20 but with 100% accuracy. Solve only 18 with 100% accuracy. Solve only, let's say, 25 with 100% accuracy. But attempt all the 35 questions. Or in general, attempt all the 100 questions that are asked tomorrow. Okay, remember, attempt means going through the question. You may or may not solve. That's a choice up to you. But attempt all the 100 questions. So if I start my reasoning section, the first question will be puzzles. Assuming the first one is a puzzle, right? A complex linear arrangement. There are 2-3 or there are 3 to 4 attributes which have to be arranged. I know it's going to be complex. I know it may take up to 10 minutes or it may take even longer. I have taken a decision. What's my decision? I'll not solve it. 5 questions are over. I'm happy. Now only 30 questions are left out. Out of 35 questions in reasoning, 5 questions I've attempted. I decided not to solve it. I'll go to the next set. Next set is also a puzzle. Skip. 10 questions are over. The third set is a puzzle. Skip. 15 questions are over. The fourth set is a puzzle. Skip. 20 questions are over. 20 questions are over in about 1 to 2 minutes of your time. Don't panic. Don't panic that you have not solved 20 questions. That's where most of us fail, right? We start worrying that about the point that, okay, I'm not solving these questions. No. There are 15 more questions left out. These 15 questions will be from other topics like syllogisms, coded inequalities, coding and decoding, ranking and ordering, directions, blood relations, alphabet, or some data sufficiency. And there's a method, there's a definite method to arrive at the answer in such questions. I will solve these 15 questions first with 100% accuracy. Once I am done with these 15 questions, if there are 5, 6, 7 minutes left out, these 20 questions that we have skipped in the beginning, 4 puzzles, all the 4 puzzles were skipped. I will see from your experience of practicing so many puzzles in the last 2-3 months or in the last 1 year, you know that there are certain types of puzzles that you are comfortable with, that you can solve easily. But there is one particular type of puzzle where you usually get stuck. Everybody has his own strength and weakness, right? So when you look at these 4 puzzles, you would know that, okay, this appears to be an easy one. I can maybe try it. Remember, you can try only one puzzle. If only 5 minutes are left out, it is foolish to think that I'll try 2 puzzles in 5 minutes, honestly, right? Let's face it. You cannot try more than 1 puzzle in 5 minutes. Out of 20 minutes of reasoning, you have spent first 2 minutes in only skipping those puzzles, right? You skipped it. Don't even look at it in my view. Don't even read it. Skip it. Solve the independent ones. You have solved all the independent questions. It took you about, let's say, 12 to 14 minutes. Now, in the remaining 6 to 8 minutes, assuming that you will attempt 2 puzzles is foolish. It's overconfidence, right? You know that you'll be able to attempt only 1. So you better choose the right one. Now, there can be one puzzle which has got 8 questions. There can be another puzzle which has got only 5 questions. Just because there are 8 questions here in this puzzle does not make it more important. While you may get 8 marks, it may take 20 minutes to solve. This one, though it has only 5 questions, you may be able to crack it in only 4 minutes. Who knows? You never know. So don't fly by the weightage. Don't look at that. 4 sets are there. Out of these 4 sets, this one looks to be easy. Let me crack it first. Right? Anyway, you will not be able to attempt more than one. If you can do it, well and good. Nothing like it. But then don't overestimate yourself and don't waste your time there. And don't waste time in choosing also. See, all these days when you have practiced, you would know that, okay, this puzzle looks to be easy. Or these type of puzzles are easy. Attempt that. Attempt that with full focus, pay full attention, and try to get the answer. And close it. Don't worry. Don't worry about the fact that you're not solving the questions. You should get worried only when you're not attempting the questions, only when you're not even reading the questions. Okay? So that's with reasoning. Last is, let's say, English language. I mean, not last. Usually English language is the first section in the exam. Now comes English language section. What happens in English language? There are 30 questions in 20 minutes. In terms of time management, this is going to be a lot easier compared to quantitative aptitude and reasoning. One, there are lesser number of questions, only 30 questions, as against 35 questions in the remaining 2 sections. 2, each question here takes lesser time when compared to each question of aptitude or reasoning. See, there is no simplification required, right? I mean, English is like largely like general awareness. You either know the answer or you don't know the answer. There is no formula that you can apply. There is no technique that you can apply to get the answer. Okay, so what happens in English language? Again, you know what type of questions are asked. There are only 2 categories in my view. Reading comprehension questions and non-reading comprehension questions. Just simple classification. I mean, I'm not the expert when it comes to English language, but my trick is this. Either it's a reading comprehension or it's a non-reading comprehension. First attempt all the non-reading comprehension ones and then go for reading comprehension. 20 minutes of time is there. First 12 to 15 minutes spend on all those other topics, right? Sentence completion, spotting the error, vocabulary based questions, fill in the blanks, para jumbles, right? And these things. Towards the end, if you have time, maybe go for that reading comprehension. Again, within reading comprehension, you know that there is a long passage given to you followed by 4 or 5 questions. And especially when it comes to a PU exam, officer's exam, they give you this domain based passages. It's not a story. It's not a story, right? It's not a story of a lion in a jungle, which is very easy to read, to understand, and then answer the questions. It's a passage on, let's say, the economic situation in the country or about some crisis in some part of the world, right? So it's not that easy to read the passage in one shot and then understand the whole context there, right? And the questions also will be complex. So what you should do is, after solving all the independent questions in reasoning, when you are going through the passage, right, don't directly read the passage. Look at the questions. There are chances that there will be 1 or 2 questions which can be answered directly by just looking at, like you know that sometimes they ask you vocabulary based question in passage, reading comprehension, right? Like what is the meaning of the word, some word given there in this passage, in the context of this passage. Find that word in the passage. If you read the 1 or 2 lines before and after that word, you would know what the meaning is. Mark the answer. Like I said, this is a 5 marker again, but these 5 markers should be attempted at the end. And in these 5 marker, the reading comprehension, try to attempt those 1 or 2 easier ones first, and then maybe read the full passage, get the context, and answer the other questions if time permits. So overall, I think to summarize, what I would say is, a lot of things are not in our control. The only thing that you can control tomorrow, number 1, is your emotions. Don't panic. Keep yourself cool, right? Don't get swayed by opinions of others or the feedback given by others, or aspirants who have walked out of the first shift and what they talk about the paper. Don't get flowed, or don't get what do we say? Don't swing based on their opinion, right? You know what you have done in the last 2-3 months. So be focused, be calm, and be positive. That confidence is very, very important. I mean, if you lose your confidence even before you walk into the examination hall, then nothing can help you, right? So control your emotion, number 1. And the other thing that you can control is the sequence in which you attempt the questions in a particular section. So quickly summarizing, when it comes to quantitative aptitude, try to attempt the 5 markers first and then go for the independent ones. Within 5 markers, attempt the easier ones first. 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 questions. 3 to 4 questions, right? Leave the difficult ones. When it comes to reasoning and English language, the strategy is different. Don't attempt the 5 markers. Don't attempt the puzzles first. Attempt the independent ones. Like syllogisms, of course, syllogism sometimes is asked in a set of 5. answer those syllogisms questions. Answer blood relations, answer coded inequalities, answer coding and decoding. I mean, attempt coding and decoding. Coding and decoding again is like number series if you ask me, right? While coding and decoding, usually it's easy to decipher the code and get the answer, but there's no method. It's all trial and error based, right? So make sure that you don't spend too much time on coding and decoding, right? And then other easier ones, right? Alphabet, ranking and ordering, and what directions. These type of questions. Element series. This time apparently in the SBI clerks exam, I mean those who have taken it would know, in the SBI clerks the questions on logical series and element series were asked. So maybe that happens in PU as well. So answer those questions because there is a definite method and these are easier to solve. Once you're done with all these, go for the puzzles. Okay, and again attempt the one that you think is easy to crack according to you. English language, same. Comprehension, non-comprehension. So solve the non-comprehension based questions first, followed by the comprehension ones. Again, within comprehension, try to answer those vocabulary based questions so that it's easy. So I think I am done with the strategy. There's nothing much that I can add. The only a few other logistical things that you have to take care of is logistics based stuff that you have to take care of is one is make sure that you know your examination center very well, right? If you are going to your examination center for the first time tomorrow, if you have never been to that place, ideally you should go and check it out today itself. Don't leave it for chances, right? Don't just go by somebody's opinion that it's very easy to go, take left, right and all that, and don't get confused because reaching the examination center late may cost you your opportunity. Number one, you may not be allowed to take the exam if you are late beyond a point, and number two, you will start getting nervous. See, there should no external factor should disturb you tomorrow. No external factor should disturb you tomorrow, right? It's a very, very important day of your life. This opportunity may or may not come back again in your life, right? So you should ensure that you feel positive, you are happy, you are relaxed, you are calm. Unnecessary distractions or tension may lead to a bad attempt in the exam tomorrow, right? So let's say you have got stuck somewhere in traffic, or you're lost, you have taken a wrong route. All this will add to your panic, right? While you may reach the examination center in time, you may make it to the center, but still it is there that will be left in your mind or in your heart, right? Okay, you were late. That emotion has triggered something in your mind and heart, which will hamper your performance. Okay, so make sure that you know the examination center well in advance, reach well before the time, and also simple things like wear comfortable clothes, comfortable shoes, or whatever footwear you are gonna wear, because this can be external distraction. I mean, you're wearing something which is causing irritation to you tomorrow, will lead only 20 minutes per section. Remember, there's only 20 minutes per section. So if you, out of those 20 minutes, if you spend 2 minutes adjusting your clothing or your footwear, you're gone. I mean, that's the worst thing that can happen to you, right? So make sure that you're comfortable and relax. I think go with confidence that you can crack it. Be cool and just give your best. Leave the rest to your fate. Right? I mean, you have done what you could do in all the time that you have spent so far in your preparation. So just keep yourself calm and composed. Let me quickly take a few questions now, and then we can, I think, close the session. I'm done from my end. I would like to take up questions if you have any, not content-based questions. Don't ask me how to solve this particular question of this particular topic now, because this is not the time you should be preparing. You should just be relaxing. So, any questions there? Clerks expected cutoff, I have no idea. Karthik Ganesh has asked this question to me. What will be the expected cutoff for clerks? I'm sure there will be a lot of people in the country talking about expected cutoff. I would say please go and check what they are saying, because I am not the right person to tell you about expected cutoff. I'll tell you why I'm not the right person, because I don't believe in it. I mean, how would I know what the expected cutoff would be? It's like it's like opinion polls, right, during elections. It's just an opinion, it may not be true. The problem is if I say that this is going to be the expected cutoff, it may influence positively or negatively. It may have a positive or a negative influence on you guys. So I have no idea about expected cutoff, neither about SBI clerks, nor about SBI PO, or any other exam that you're going to appear for. I am being very honest, I have no idea, and I want you guys not to worry about the expected cutoff, right? It's not in your control. Why do you worry about it? I've told you there are a lot of things which are not in your control. Expected cutoff is definitely one of those things. Yeah. Barkha says I can score 30 to 35 in mocks. Is there any possibility? Well, Barkha, it all depends, right? I was reading one of the comments. We have a student here on TalentSprint student who was enrolled for advanced coaching. I think Dhyanesh Pandey, if I remember it rightly, just before starting the session, had seen his comment. He says, in SBI PO mock number 9, which TalentSprint conducted, he scored 55 marks, but he failed. In SBI PO mock 10, which was conducted day before yesterday, he scored only 35 marks, but yet he passed in the national level competition that we conducted. So the point I'm trying to make is, when he scored 55, he failed. When he scored 35, he passed. What does it mean? It means that your performance alone does not matter. How others have performed also is important, and I think that's more important. Cutoff is not decided based on your ability, right? It's decided based on how everybody in the country has performed. So if you are able to score 30 to 35 marks, will you clear the exam? I have no clue. I only wish that you can clear it with that score, right? I only hope that all of you do your best tomorrow. That's it. There's nothing that nothing else that you should worry about, right? Tarun Rahul says, what is a safe attempt? I think, again, safe attempt, I don't know what is a safe attempt. Yeah, I think, Tarun, I honestly, I have no idea about what the safe attempt should be. Because, again, safe attempt is directly or indirectly like the cutoff, right? What do you mean by safe attempt? Your question is, how many minimum questions should I attempt so that I clear the cutoff? That's what you're trying to ask me. And I have no answer, so I'm trying to be a little sarcastic here. I'm being open about it. Hear this out. Try to understand. If I tell you, Tarun, and everybody else, this is not just for Tarun, but everybody else out there. If I tell you guys that, you should attempt 8 questions in reasoning, safe attempts is 8 in reasoning, safe attempts is around 6 in English language, and around 10 in quantitative aptitude. Will you believe me? Or after attempting these 6, 8 and 10 questions in those sections, will you be like relaxed in the exam? No. You'll still try to answer all the other questions, right? With whatever possible in that 1 hour of time. On the contrary, if I tell you that, okay, boss, for you to clear the exam, safe attempts have to be 30. Minimum 30 questions you have to solve in each section. Or 30 in quant and reasoning, and about 22 to 25 in English language. Will you believe me? You will be like, oh, I can't do that anyway. Or this is too much. So what I'm trying to tell you is, irrespective of what I tell you, you should try to do your best in the exam tomorrow. Whether your ability matches my opinion here or not doesn't matter. Your ability may be far more than what a safe attempt would mean, according to me. And your ability may be far, far lesser also than what is a safe attempt according to me. So don't get, and this is an external distraction, I told you, right? Talking about safe attempts is an external distraction. First of all, I don't know what the safe attempt is. In my view, the safe attempt is 100. You should attempt 100 questions, try to solve as many as possible. As simple as that. Yeah? So I'm being very honest, please don't take it other way. I don't know what the cutoff is. I also don't know what the safe attempts would be. And what I definitely know is, talking about cutoff score or talking about safe attempts is just an external distraction, which is only going to add to your nervousness. So relax, don't worry about it. Pankaj says, I'm worried about reasoning section. अब क्या कर सकते हैं Pankaj? Pankaj Vashisht, he says, I'm worried about reasoning section. We can't do anything now. What do we do now? I have no idea. Yeah? Muthu Lakshmi says, will there be sectional timing in SBI prelims? Muthu Lakshmi, are you appearing for the exam tomorrow? If you're appearing for the exam tomorrow, how can you ask that question to me today, one day before the exam, that is there a sectional time limit? Yes. You're not prepared for the exam. You don't even know what the pattern is. Okay, Nutesh has asked me a very interesting question. He says, what do you expect from tomorrow's exam after you have so much of experience all these years? Nutesh, I think that's an interesting one. Let me tell you guys, I actually wanted to apply for this year's exam because I am eligible to take the exam now. But, like they say, preach. Do what you preach, right? I always say you should apply well in time so that you don't miss out on the deadline. But I forgot to apply. Not like I forgot to apply. I knew that I had to apply, but yeah, I just kept postponing the action, and the deadline got missed. So I couldn't apply. So as a student, I thought I would take it and I'll see how I fare. Right? While teaching is one thing, performing the exam is different, right? I mean, it's not that just because I've been teaching for so many years, I'll be able to crack it in the first attempt. If I don't follow what I've been telling, I will also not be able to crack the exam, right? So sticking to the strategy is very, very important. Usually what happens, Nutesh, and everybody else there, is that we plan a lot of things, but we don't execute, and that's where the problem is. We plan that, okay, I'll do this tomorrow in the exam, I'll do this tomorrow in the exam, I'll do this, I'll not do this, and things like that. But how many of us stick to that is important. I mean, now though there are a lot of things which are not in your control, but earlier when things were in our control, right? You could decide which section you have to attend first. You could decide how many minutes should you spend per section. Those days, what used to happen? Everybody decides that, okay, I'll spend 35 minutes in quantitative aptitude or 25 minutes in quantitative aptitude, about 20 minutes in reasoning, and the remaining time in English language. They actually don't do it. Only those who stick to their strategy based on their performance succeed. So my expectation from tomorrow's exam is the same, Nutesh. Those who all will stick to their strategy, what they have decided as their personal strategy based on their performance in mock exams, will definitely fare better than those who don't stick to it. And not sticking to the strategy is very, very natural. It takes a lot of effort to stick to what you have decided, right? To follow what you have decided. So I think my expectation is same. A lot of people will come out tomorrow of the examination hall and say, oh, I should have done that. Some of you may also say, oh, I should have heard Rohit when he said, I should have followed Rohit when he said that calculations are very, very important. I have told a million times so far that when it comes to quantitative aptitude, the only thing that will help you score more is your calculation ability, the numerical skills. I have told that you should spend at least 40 to 45 minutes every day on practicing numbers. How many of you have done that? I'm sure not many. Again, I'm not saying that those who all have done calculation practice every day will definitely succeed tomorrow. Even they may flunk. But chances of these guys performing, the chances are high that these guys will perform better in the exam tomorrow, right? Because not following something is very, very natural. It's like traffic rules, right? It's very, very easy to break it. What is difficult is to follow it. Yeah. So yeah, like always, my expectation is that a lot of you will regret tomorrow for not doing what you thought you should have done. And that's the worst thing to happen. Yeah. That's why I say, right, you should walk into the examination center with confidence. And you should give it your best shot. See, you should be satisfied that I did whatever I could do. I mean, whatever it was possible for me. Even after that, if you fail, okay, try one more time. The problem is when you step out of the examination hall and say, oh, those 3-4 days when I was partying with my friends, I should have practiced more on that particular topic. So today I could have scored 4 more marks in reasoning, or 2 more marks in reasoning, or 1 more mark in English language. Even 1 mark extra tomorrow can change your future, right? I'm sure you guys understand that. So it's like that. I mean, when you look at Usain Bolt, right, the Jamaican sprinter, when he runs so fast, when he covers 100 meters in like less than 10 seconds. I mean, I'm sure you know about his record, right? It looks effortless. But is it really is it really that case? No. He spent years together to get to that level, right? Yeah. Or for that matter, I mean, I talk about Michael Phelps, right? I think it was yesterday or today. It is birthday. He's turning 33 years old, right? Michael Phelps is the American swimmer and considered to be the most decorated Olympian ever, right? He's won the most gold medals in Olympics ever. When you look at him participate, it looks really effortless, but then a lot of effort has gone into it. So yeah, you should be happy with your performance tomorrow, and that can happen only when you have left no stone unturned. So I am hoping all of you walk into the examination center with confidence and come out happily. I think your success is not whether you will qualify in the exam or not tomorrow. Understand this. Your success is not if you qualify, and your failure is not if you get disqualified. Your success is when you are happy with your performance tomorrow, and your failure is when you are unhappy with your performance tomorrow because of some external factors that you could have avoided. Right? Because if you fail, you can still come back. You can bounce back. So I think there it ends. You just have to feel happy. If you're feeling happy, it means you did your best. After that, if you don't qualify, you have to try one more time. As simple as that. Anything else? Okay, I think one last question before I close it here. Inderjeet Saha has asked an interesting question. He says, how to overcome exam stress? I get tensed before the exam very much. So Inderjeet, I'll tell you what. Assuming your exam is tomorrow, right? What you should do now after this session gets over is shut your preparation, shut your practice, and relax. Just play. Again, don't indulge in some external, outdoor sports and hurt yourself. Tomorrow you have a broken hand or a broken finger and you're not able to attempt it. That should not happen. But then do something that you like. I think it's very, very important. Thank you actually for asking this question. So all of you, whether your exam is tomorrow or 7th July or 8th July, I think 1 or 2 days before your exam, close everything. That's the best way to manage examination stress. That's the best way to control your nervousness, right? I'm sure all of us have our own hobby, right? Or we like something to do, just do that, which makes you happy, right? See, this part of your body, right, has to be really calm and composed. If this is not relaxed, you'll not be able to perform, right? So you might have burned the midnight oil all these days. You might have prepared really hard. You must have spent hours together in preparation every day. But last 2 days, you should not do anything, right? You should try to get some good sleep. Again, don't oversleep and miss on the, reach the examination center late, but then get a good sleep, eat good, eat something that you like, wear something that you like, wear something that is comfortable for you. All these things matter. I mean, you may not believe me. It's hard to believe actually. I know you will be like, what matters is preparation. I know preparation matters. Preparation matters definitely. But then these things are very, very important. What you eat, for how many hours do you sleep, what you wear, what you listen to, what kind of music you play. I mean, a lot of you out there will have your favorite music, right? Spend time, listen to music one day before the exam, right? It'll control, it'll get you back to control. You'll be relaxed. And I think if you are worried about preparation not getting over even today, then to gone case. I mean, then to nobody can help. I mean, what can you do in one day? I mean, एक दिन में क्या ही उखाड़ लोगे if you ask me? Or 1 week में क्या उखाड़ लोगे? कुछ उखाड़ने वाला है नहीं. You have to face it, right? I mean, understand. You can't do anything in the next 1 week to change your fortune. You should have done in the last 2 months, 3 months. So whatever you like, just do that in last 24 hours or last 48 hours and relax. And I think I'll tell you why am I saying this, because I read one of the interviews of Michael Phelps. We talked about him minutes ago, right? He says on the day of his game, right, he's a swimmer, right, from the time he gets up, or in fact the previous day, the time he sleeps to the time he goes jumps into the pool, everything is planned. He does everything exactly the way every single time he participates, right? The music that he plays, the food that he eats, the juice that he drinks, the amount of time that he sleeps for, the time at which he gets up, everything is planned, and he does everything that he likes, the best thing that is suitable for his performance and what is comfortable for him. And this matters. You've not had good food that day, right? You're going for the exam, you've had breakfast which is not your favorite, or I'm not saying you should have your favorite breakfast, but then something that you don't like, that ticks you off, right? You will not know why you are irritated, but then you didn't like the breakfast, or you didn't get your right cup of tea, or you didn't sleep properly, or somebody irritated you. You had a fight with one of your friends, right? Or if you're married, you had a fight with your spouse. That's the worst thing to happen on the day of the exam, let me tell you. Fight, if you have to fight on that day also, right? Just postpone it till the exam gets over. Like morning you got up, you've seen something, let's assuming you're married, right? Now you're like very, very angry and you want to fight. Just tell it to yourself, calm, relax, take a deep breath. Postpone the fight for some time. See, avoiding fight is difficult, I know. If you have to fight, you will fight. But you can postpone it. Postpone till the exam gets over, right? Or, I'm trying to be a little funny here, or if you want to fight, make sure that you win. So that you're like, okay, I won. And then go for the exam. You should be positive. I mean, even if you're fighting, you should be positive. Kya, jeet gaya main ladai mein, I'll go and take the exam. So point is, I don't know where it started, but yeah, the point is relax, do nothing. The best way to control your examination stress is not to prepare. Definitely not to prepare, not to practice. Relax, involve in a hobby. If you like painting, paint. If you like music, listen to music. If you like to dance. Whatever you would like to do, just do. But be careful. Don't injure yourself and lose this opportunity. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah, like Venkat here mentions, Venkat Shrikant is our TalentSprint student. He says Rahul Dravid pre-plans for the next 14 hours before the game before the game begins. So these are all the things that legends follow, is what he says. Exactly. It's all planned. It's all nicely planned. Rahul Dravid apparently, I mean, I didn't know about this. Thanks for sharing that. But he plans for 14 hours before the game. Yeah. Mahavir says, should I take mock test today? I think if you have your exam tomorrow, you better don't take it. Because Mahavir, you will take the mock test today. For some reason, let's say your performance is not good. You will be disappointed. Ki yaar, kya ho gaya? 25 ही score किया मैंने 100 में से. I mean, the external factor of, I mean, why you want to take chance one day before the exam? So I think better avoid it. Okay. Is there any change in SBI PO syllabus this year? This has been asked by Persiv. I think I'm afraid that you're worried about syllabus change one day before the exam. I don't know what you were doing all these days. There's no change in the syllabus. If there is a change in the syllabus, we'll get to know tomorrow, because usually they don't announce before changing the syllabus, right? Suddenly they ask you a new pattern. So tomorrow when the exam happens, if there's something new that is introduced, all of us will get to know. I know this is funny, but they don't publish the syllabus, right? I mean, we are just going by the history. We know that, okay, they've asked these type of questions all these years, so they'll continue to ask. So, guys, if there is a change in the syllabus, we'll get to know tomorrow after the exam gets over, and then we'll prepare accordingly for the next exam. I mean, tomorrow they can ask you a new pattern, like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, when they introduced this reverse syllogism, right? Nobody knew that they would ask that. But now we have videos on that. We immediately prepare, and we will help you prepare for such type of questions in the future. So if there is a change in the syllabus, we'll get to know only tomorrow, guys, and I'll keep you posted, don't worry. Sony Pandey says, Roman Saini says we should study for 1 hour before the exam. I think you can follow your own strategy. I am of the belief that you should not prepare uh, before the exam. But if somebody has suggested you to study for 1 hour before the exam, I think if you think that's the right thing to do it. See, you should do what is comfortable for you. Don't follow me blindly or don't follow anybody blindly there. If you think it makes sense, just do it. I would not prepare. Now, some of you may also say, revision का क्या? Revision भी तो जरूरी है. Revision करना पड़ता है. क्या revision, man? What revision? Every time you took a mock test, that was a revision, right? 1 hour before the exam, you look at the formula. No, what is that? See, the worst thing in my view, the worst thing to do is, whenever I go to an examination center, right, I find students outside the examination hall. The reporting time is 10:30, 10:25. They're like flipping pages of these books, reading something there. I don't know what will happen. I mean, what are you going to do in next 5 minutes that will change your future? And this will only add, like just imagine the situation, right? You're reading something in that book that day. Quantitative aptitude. You come across a completely new formula. You have never seen this in your life. A new formula. Gone case. Why gone case? You will get nervous now. कि ये formula मैंने कभी देखा ही नहीं इसके पहले. ये कहाँ से आ गया? I don't even know about it. Now you'll be worried. You will try to learn it by heart. कि चलो अगर इस पे question आ जाएगा तो I'll solve it. But then, without your realization, you are getting worried inside. कि there is a new formula. Or, even worse thing to happen. You already know a formula, but in this book that day, you see a different one. वो plus की जगह minus दिया हुआ है. और माइनस की जगह प्लस. नाउ यू आर कंफ्यूज कि ये माइनस था या प्लस था. मैंने क्वेश्चन तो सॉल्व किए थे. आई रिमेंबर माइनस था फॉर्मूले में, बट यहाँ पर प्लस दिया गया है. अब क्या करोगे? या सो आई थिंक आई डोंट बिलीव इन दैट. योर कॉल. यू शुड बी कंफर्टेबल. Ravi from Rayalaseema says, do mocks reflect real exam success? No, I don't believe in that. Mocks do not reflect your real exam performance, or vice versa. Your real exam performance may not be a reflection of how you have done in the mock exams. I have seen enough cases where people have done really well in mocks, but they flunk in the real exam. People who have done average in mocks, they clear in the first attempt in the real exam. It all depends on how you behave in that 1 hour. Preparation alone does not matter. Your behavior, your composure, your confidence, all these things play a key role, a vital role in your performance tomorrow. Okay? So, that's the point. Okay, we have another question here from Rama. Till now, I haven't cleared any of the prelims exams. Sometimes I feel giving up those exams. I couldn't predict if I'm really fit for this exam. Give me some suggestions, please. Rama, tomorrow, maybe the first time you'll be clearing a prelims exam. Just walk with that confidence. I'm sure you will do it. Right? Okay, we have a Naukri aspirant here. His username is funny. Naukri aspirant 2018. He says, sir, कल first shift के बाद एक analysis session कीजिए please. Well, I think I'll tell you one thing. There are a lot of people who do these analysis sessions, right? You just follow that here. I'm not trying to be lazy. I'm not trying to be lazy by saying that I will not do it, but I don't believe in it. I mean, I don't believe in it 100%. I'm not sure if this analysis sessions will help you, because see, Naukri aspirant, your exam may be in a later shift, maybe in the evening shift tomorrow or on 7th or 8th of July. Will that analysis help you? I don't really think. If you think it is an unfair advantage that you have got, I have already talked about the unfair disadvantage that you have if your exam is in the later shift, right? You'll only get worried when you look at these people who walk out. Anything else? What effect will section timing will have on cutoff? Joshi Kant, why you want to worry about cutoff score? I have already told you, right? This is not in your control. Don't worry about it. The sectional time limit, in my view, should only I don't know if I should be making this statement, but yeah, sectional time should only reduce the cutoff scores, but you never know. Ashok Kumar says a few said data sufficiency will be only in mains. I don't believe, because nobody from SBI came and told us that data sufficiency will be asked only in mains. So if you are confident, you don't prepare for data sufficiency now, prepare only for the mains exam. But if I were in your position, I would prepare for data sufficiency. And data sufficiency is not a complex topic. It is the same topics asked in a different way. So why do you even worry? See, these are all external distractions. Your question now is, should I prepare for data sufficiency or not? How does it matter, Baba? Prepare. It takes half an hour to understand how to attempt questions on data sufficiency. Shivangi Soni says, please mention such as something about safe attempts. Yeah, safe attempts are 35 in quantitative aptitude, 35 in reasoning, and 30 in English language. Somebody says, I don't think that the analysis will be a disadvantage when you have 1 week to go. I also, like I said, I'm not sure about whether it will be an advantage or disadvantage, but follow. I'm sure a lot of people will do the analysis, right? Just follow. Okay, I think we'll close it here. I see more and more questions on whether this will be asked or not, machine input output will be there in mains or not, what will be the cutoff, what are the safe attempts, and what should we do, which I think I've already answered. If you look at the session again, the recorded video, you will get answers to all your questions. All I would like to tell you now is that these competitive exams, especially the bank exams, the SBI PO preliminary exam, which starts tomorrow, is not just about your knowledge. It is a test of your state of mind. It's a test of your behavior, right? You will not realize this, but it will test you on a lot of other aspects. So make sure that you keep yourselves calm, relaxed, and walk into the examination center with full confidence and give your best shot. Success or failure is not qualifying or getting disqualified in this exam, right? Success here is giving your best in the attempt tomorrow and walking out of the examination hall with happiness, with a smile on your face that, okay, I did whatever I could do. If you regret tomorrow for anything that you should have done better in your preparation, then I think you are already in a wrong state there, right? So just be confident and give your best shot. All the best to all of you. We will meet again for your SBI PO mains preparation, and of course preparation for other exams is ongoing on TalentSprint's exam prep platform, so you can join us for those sessions as well. For the exam tomorrow and on 7th and 8th of July, all the very best to all of you from the team TalentSprint. I hope all of you do well and come out with flying colors. Thank you so much for joining us in this session. Take care and all the best.